As you all know, my name is Jessica Heffinger. Teresa's getting ready. She's doing her guitar. She's going to play a song here in a minute for us. I'm Jessica Heffinger. I'm a Christ follower. I'm a mom of 4 kids, 4 daughters at home. I'm a wife. I'm an aunt. But there's more to my story. I am a grieving mom. I knew I was going to do it. So I want you all to envision with me, if I can read this, for teary eyes. An elevated railway with steep inclines and descents that carries a passenger through sharp curves and sudden changes of speed and direction. Most of you in the room would say that I just described a roller coaster. But the reality is, this has been my grief journey. One that has encompassed many twists and turns along the way, but one that has brought a lot of joy to my life as well. In 2010, my husband and I found out that we were expecting our first baby. And as any expectant parent, we were beyond excited. We went in at 15 weeks to do a 3D ultrasound here in Bowling Green. And we found out it was a girl. We got to watch her suck her thumb on the screen. And we named her Riley Marie. And just a few weeks later, we went into the doctor's office here in town for an anatomy scan. And if you don't know what that is, they take a lot of pictures. They make sure that there's 10 fingers, there's 10 toes, that their spine is good, that everything looks good. And the text said, I'm going to take 50 or so pictures, and then I will turn the screen around so that you can see. And we said, okay, that sounds great. It was our first pregnancy. We didn't know what to expect. So just after about a couple of minutes, she said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and let you go use the restroom, and then you can come back. And so I went to the restroom, and I came back, and she said, I'm going to go get the doctor, and we'll be in. And I told my husband, I said, something's not right. I don't think the doctor typically comes into these appointments. And my husband, being very positive, said, no, I think everything's fine. And I decided to turn the screen around, and there was only 5 pictures on the screen, and one of those was the heartbeat, and it was a straight line. And I told my husband, something's really wrong. And so the doctor came in and said the words that no parent wants to hear, which was, there's no heartbeat. And on that day, I labored for over 9 hours and delivered a 1 pound, 2 ounce baby girl that we spent time with, that our family spent time with, that we all held. As long as the staff let us, they let us stay as long as we wanted. We had visitor after visitor coming to that room, and the staff said, we've never seen anything like it. And on that day, I knew that the Lord had plans for me. I didn't know what those were. I didn't want to know what those were, honestly, because who wants to go through that kind of grief and know that God has plans for them? So we prayed for years on what those plans might be and what we could do to serve families grieving through a loss like ours. And so we had Riley in 2010, and then I found out I had a blood clotting condition. There was a blood clot in her cord, and I had to take blood thinner shots for any pregnancy after that, but we didn't know if it was in the cards for us. And so 2010 we had Riley Marie. In 2011 we had Avery Lynn, a healthy baby girl who is now 11 years old and acts like a teenager. And then we miscarried in 2012, and then again in 2013. And then in 2014, we had Harper Jane. In 2016, we had Addie Marie. And in 2018, we had Kinsley May. So we have 4 healthy baby girls at home. But having kids at home doesn't take away that pain. It just doesn't. It's a hole in my heart that we just never will be able to fill. So we found an organization out of Owensboro called God's Littlest Angels, and they were making burial gowns out of wedding dresses. And I said, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to collect wedding dresses. I'm supposed to take them to Owensboro and let them make these. In about a year of taking wedding dresses, they said, Jessica, we want you to start a ministry in Bowling Green. I said, I can't sew a button on. So what do you want me to do about that? She said, I don't know, but I feel like the Lord's calling you to that. So I told my husband, Josh, who is in Washington, D.C. with our daughter on her 5th grade class trip. Thanks for leaving me, babe. Appreciate that. But they're having a great time. So I said, let me talk to my husband. He said, I just don't know about it. He just didn't want my heart to get broken. I said, I really feel like the Lord's leading me in this direction. And about a week or so after naming the organization, Glory Baby Ministry, we had over 500 donated wedding dresses in our garage. We had volunteers stepping up, and we said, we're going to be a local-only organization. We are going to serve our local families. The first family reached out to us just a few months after we started out of Iowa. They had a full-term loss. And we said, we can't tell them no. They can't just go to the store and get something. And so we said, we're a nationwide organization after just a couple months. Here we go. And so we had a community member ask us, what's your biggest need? We said, we want to become a nonprofit. Businesses just want to open their pocketbooks to me. I don't know why. It's like they don't trust me. You all trust me now. I know Michael Druitt does. Every time I talk to him, I get money from you know. And so we became a nonprofit in September of 2017, and that really changed our organization. And so for those that don't know what we do after I shared all that, we make burial gowns for stillborns and infant loss, as well as memorial packages for miscarriages through 12-pound losses. We have a display set up in the back as well as in this hallway where you can look at the stuff we put into our packages. We are now a global organization. We will send our packages out anywhere in the globe for free. We do not charge the families any money. So the money raised here tonight and any future events go straight to covering the shipping costs and covering the cost of the items in the packages so that we can give these packages to these families, because we don't want to put any other financial burden on them. After we lost Riley, hospital bills started coming. And we didn't have a baby girl at home, but we still had to pay those bills. And it was just one reminder after another that you no longer have a baby at home. And we don't want to put any more on these families than we have to. People can actually request for past losses. So if you or someone you know had a loss 50 years ago, just because you had the loss today doesn't mean you're ready today. Everyone grieves differently, and we try to respect that. So if you're not ready today, but you're ready in 2 years to get a package from us, you can request a package from us. To ship a memorial package, meaning it doesn't need to be rushed to get there. Maybe the loss was an early loss and they don't need it quickly, or maybe it was a loss from 50 years ago. Costs us about $15 just for shipping. To overnight a package, to get it to a family in time, we only overnight within the United States, costs us about $100 to $165 to get it there in time. And that's just shipping. That's not packaging. That's not the items in the package. So know that the money you spend goes to a great cause and goes to helping families grieving all over the world. I'm sure I had way more to say tonight, but I think I'm spent. One thing we turned to after we lost Riley was music. My husband, how he grieved was he made a video for Riley that's on YouTube. And to that video, he put the song Hell, and Teresa's going to share that with us tonight. And the words are inside the program.
2 months is too little. They let him go. They had no sudden healing. To think that Providence would take a shot at his mother while she prays is appalling. Who told us we'd be rescued? What has changed and why should we be saved from nightmares? We're asking why this happens to us who have died to live. Well, it's unfair. This is what it means to be held, how it feels when the sacred is torn from your life and you survive. Well, this is what it is to be loved and to know that the promises when everything fell, we beheld. This hand is bitterness. We want to taste it, let the feeling dim all our sorrow. The wise and open slowly to lilies of the valley. And tomorrow, this is what it is to be held, how it feels when the sacred is torn from our lives and we survive. This is what it is to be loved know that the promises when everything fell, we beheld. This is what it is to be held. A little surge